Let's give this sad trash dresser a beautiful new design. Hi, I'm Denise from Salvaged Inspirations, and welcome back to my furniture painting DIY channel. The first thing I did with this curb shop dresser, once I got it down to my studio, was remove the old hardware. Then using a TSP substitute mixed with water in a spray bottle, I went ahead and gave the dresser inside and out a super good cleaning. Once everything was all clean and dry, I mixed up some Bondo. I use all-purpose Bondo rather than the wood filler Bondo because it's a little less expensive and I have not noticed a difference. And all I do is I take some out on a paper plate, I put a little bit of hardener in it and give it a good mixing. And then it has maybe about a 2 to 3 minute work time. Actually, probably more around 2 minutes. It depends on how much hardener you end up adding. The reason why I enjoy using Bondo to fill hardware holes is, one, it dries super fast, so it's easy to sand very, very quickly, and you can get on with the project. And number two, it dries like rock hard, so you can drill through. So in this case, I did not know what hardware I was using. I didn't know where I was going to be re-drilling those hardware holes. But for example, if I do get hardware that goes in the exact same spot as the old hardware, it's no problem drilling through Bondo and the screws will catch nicely. In comparison to wood fill or wood filler, where it is soft and the screws would not catch. I also don't mind if the Bondo ends up squeezing through the back side, through the hardware holes, because once it's dry, I just take a painter's tool and a hammer and I just knock it off smooth. And talking about knocking things off, I went ahead and I unscrewed the original feet on this dresser and I knocked them off with my furniture mallet because I was actually going to create a brand new wood base for this. Rhonda on the SI blog suggested it, which I love the idea. I even went and bought the wood. However, I didn't have time to do it. So these feet ended up getting painted and put back on, but they were knocked off at the beginning. And now it was time to give this piece a really good sanding. I brought the drawers into my sanding room and using my orbital sander, starting with an 80 grit, I started sanding off the old finish. As you can see, even with an orbital sander, I maneuver it so I can get into the little creases and I use it so I can go around the lip. And so long as you're comfortable with the tool, it's definitely doable. You don't need to be spending big money on fancy sanders. And to get right into those corners, I took out my carbide scraper tool. And I have to admit, I love this tool. It works awesome. And when I first got it, I knew, well, I can't say I knew I would enjoy using it, but I saw other people using it on their channels and on their socials. And I thought, okay, I'm going to give it a try. Do you know what? It's a remarkable investment. If you don't have one, grab yourself one. It saved me so much time on quite a few projects, and it's really easy to use. Once the drawers were sanded down nicely, it was time to start on the dresser top. And again, I started with an 80 grit sandpaper and I moved my way up. So 80 to 120, then 220, and then a nice hand sanding because I did know that I wanted to apply stain. So I wanted it to be a nice prepped surface. For the lip and rounded edge on this dresser top, again, I used my orbital sander and just took my time and worked my way around. Now for the fun part. Let's start designing this piece and start staining with a new Voodoo water-based gel stain called Bleached Cypress. So to pick up all the sanding dust, I like using a tack cloth, and here you can see how much dust actually comes off. Then using an applicator pad, a water misting bottle, and this new stain, again called Bleached Cypress, I just added a little bit onto the soft applicator pad and I started wiping it on the furniture. And the reason why I spray my cloth first or applicator sponge first is because this is a water-based stain, so you can add a little bit of water directly onto the wood or directly onto the rag or applicator pad or sponge that you're using, and it kind of acts like a wood conditioner, so the stain goes on nice and evenly. Here I'm just repeating the process. If you've missed any spots, you can certainly go over it. And I just kept on working my way on the whole top of this dresser. And it's really easy to use. It couldn't be more simple, seriously. Just dampen your cloth or your applicator, whatever applicator you're using, and add a little bit of the gel stain and wipe on, and then repeat. Adding this Bleached Cypress Voodoo gel stain is going to keep this wood looking light and neutral. And you can see the difference between the totally raw wood and where I'm applying the stain. It's not that big of a difference. But believe me, if I was just to top coat or protect this wood, all the red-orange tannins would come out and it would not look natural as it does at this point. So the reason why I like using a natural-looking stain or a light stain is because the wood will stay looking light. Whereas if you just top coat, like I said, a raw wood without adding stain prior, you're going to get a very orangey, reddy looking wood again. Also, someone had asked me if these application pads are reusable. Definitely yes. If you're using a water-based product, you can just wash them out with soap and water in your sink and reuse them. After the entire top was stained, I worked my way around the top of the body of the dresser. So I started with the underlip and the molding underneath the top, and I did up until the first top drawer. So I did the frame around the first top drawer, and then I turned it around to its side and also did the sides of this dresser. Once my stain was dry, I put in all the drawers and then I measured where I was going to mask off to figure out where I was going to start my paint line. I wanted a super straight line that started exactly at the top of the second drawer. Using a straight edge ruler and the pencil line I drew at the top of the drawer, the second drawer, I took a straight edge ruler and I measured out on the side where my masking tape was going to go. To make sure I have a really good seal on that paper, on that painter's tape, I use the roll of tape and rub it on really well. I worked my way all around the dresser, masking off the perfect line, and then I took a top coat sealer and an artist brush, and I just gave a really, really light coat onto this painter's tape and a little bit onto the wood underneath where the paint was going to start. All is needed is a very, very light coat just to seal so the paint doesn't bleed through underneath the painter's tape. So as that was drying, I went ahead and started painting the drawers in a color called umber. I've had this umber, it's a dark, rich brown, all-in-one silk mineral paint. It's been sitting in my inventory for quite some time, and for some reason, painting a wood piece of furniture brown has never attracted me much. But I thought it would be a great contrast for this painted and stained two-tone piece. And am I ever glad I tried it? I love it. And I'll definitely be ordering more because I think this is an awesome color. And just wait until you see how well it pairs with the Bleached Cypress stain. To get a super smooth finish, I used my brush and roll technique. So I painted on or brushed on the first coat. And then what I did is take a roller and I roll it super lightly. And this really gives it such a smooth finish. Once it's dry, it looks like a spray-on finish. I have a full tutorial on how to do the brush and roll technique, and I will include that in the cards above and also in a link down below in the description area. I worked my way around all the drawers, and the Silk All-in-One Mineral Paint does not need primer because the primer and the top coat is included. So it's a big time saver for me. After I finished putting the first coat on the drawers, the top coat that had sealed the painter's tape was all dry, and I went ahead and started brushing on the umber paint onto the sides of this dresser. You can see I'm applying the paint kind of willy-nilly. I just want to make sure that I get it on there, full coverage, get everything covered. Then I smooth it out with my brush. And of course, for the the brush and roll technique, then I go in with my foam roller and smooth it out even more. I went ahead, worked my way around the entire dresser. And then, as I did not build a DIY base for this particular dresser, it was great that the feet were off because they were really easy to paint. They received the exact same paint technique as the rest of the dresser. I brushed it on, and then I took the roller and I very lightly rolled over the wet paint to give it a super smooth finish. This would have been near impossible had they still been attached to the dresser though. The dresser and the feet received 2 coats of umber, and the next day when everything was 100% dry, I flipped it over to its top and attached the feet back onto the dresser. Then I flipped it back over and it was time to remove the painter's tape to see if my line had bled through or whether it came out super crisp. I like removing painter's tape with some heat. So I took out my heat gun. A hair blower or hair dryer will also work beautifully. I like heating the tape up because it loosens up the adhesive and it makes taking off the tape super easy. And I give it a pull. I use a little bit of heat and oh my gosh, look at this perfectly crisp line. That's impressive. So as I mentioned, the Umber Silk All-in-One Mineral Paint does not need top coating because the primer and top coat is already included. However, the water-based Voodoo gel stain that I stained on top definitely needs top coating. You definitely need to protect that. You cannot leave that raw. So what I did was I took masking tape, a painter's tape that has plastic sheet attached to it, and I taped off the umber paint. So the paint job I did on the bottom was taped and masked off and covered. And this allowed me to top coat the stain with a little bit of stain added. So what I'm doing is I'm going to tint the top coat so I give the stain even a little lighter look to it. In my painter's cup, I put Gator Hide, which is a super durable top coat, and just a touch of the Bleached Cypress. And I would say probably like, I don't know, maybe 10% ratio to the actual Gator Hide. I gave it a really good mixing. And this is just another way to add the durable top coat, yet lighten up that stain ever so slightly. And this saves me, putting on 2 or 3 coats of stain with the applicator pad because I can just stain a little bit lighter while I'm putting on the top coat with my spray gun. And check out how gorgeous this light stain looks on the top of this dresser. Here I am spraying the first coat of sealer on top. And what I like to do is give each coat a light sanding in between. So I'll spray the top coat, wait till it dries, give it a super light sanding, and then use the tack cloth to get rid of any dust. I'll spray the second coat, wait until it dries, give it a super light sanding, use a tack cloth to get rid of any of the dust. And for the third and final top coat, I do not sand. So that's my process for giving this beautiful dresser a beautiful finish and making sure it's super durable for whoever is going to be using it. Once the third coat was applied, I again used my heat gun to remove that masking painter's tape off. I let everything dry, and then as the finishing detail, I purchased some brushed brass hardware handles off Amazon, and I added them to the front of each drawer. I bought this little template, hardware template off Amazon. I think it was all of like $5 or $6. Well worth it. I have used it on almost every project, and it's super helpful to figure out where to place and drill your holes. So now let's see where we started. Here is the 8-drawer dresser that I found curbside in the trash. And here is what it looks like now. I have to admit, it is so much more modern looking. It looks elegant. The two-tone, the contrast is just lovely. And I'm so happy that this piece did not end up in the landfill. I can't wait to hear what you think of this makeover. Please feel free to leave a comment down below. Like and subscribe here on YouTube. And you can also find me over at salvagedinspirations.com, where I have over 600 furniture painting and DIY tutorials. Until next time, have a fabulous week. Bye, guys.